Welcome back to the KOM Morning News on Fox 14. John Boyd, Larry Warren, and we were just joking during the commercial. It is so nice to have you back in the studio. Good friends of the show, known them a very long time, and they're here representing Bright Futures of Joplin, because every year you have an event that is your biggest fundraiser. It's casually known as the Guns and Hoses game.
Absolutely.
And for those of you that may not be familiar, it pits the police against the fire on the basketball court. But more importantly, Larry, how do you describe what Bright Futures has done to students in the 4 states?
You know, Bright Futures started about 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago now, and we have been able to provide so much assistance for the kids. We do snack packs, we do shoes, we do clothing when they don't have it. And so the program itself has just been spectacular.
John, if we go back a decade in your role as the pastor of a church and also as a board member of Bright Futures, when you reflect back to the youth a decade ago and see the impact that it's made in their lives, what does it mean to you as an organization?
You know, being able to help a kid come into the classroom ready to learn. If they have a blown out shoe or ill-fitting clothes or whatever it is, it affects that child in their way of learning, and it distracts their attention in the classroom. You know, we have seen a lot of changes come through in the way that we help kids, whether it be hygiene products, whatever it is. It has really changed over the 10 years that this has been around. It was tornado time around that time when it started, before tornado actually. So it is a whole different set of rules right now. So in the way that we help.
Larry, John brings up the support that you were able to provide the youth post-tornado, and now we're coming off post-pandemic. From a Bright Futures perspective, how difficult was it for your organization to deal with the lockdown, to deal with the donations, to keep the mission and the margin going to support the youth?
Yeah. You know, we had to readjust the whole program, basically, because we were so used to having volunteers going into the school and helping with the kids and everything. And so we had to basically change the whole program. But Sarah Coyne, our director, she has done a fantastic job. She's been able to take the program to a new level for us, and she was able to make the pandemic not as bad as it could have been for us.
And it's a great thing about Bright Futures, the ability to pivot and keep that mission going. So now, John, we transition, because I'm not saying we're restocking the cabinet, but once again, Guns and Hoses is the biggest fundraiser of the year. And while it's really neat to pit the first responders each other on the basketball court, people that haven't been to Guns and Hoses may not realize there's so much more activity and entertainment inside of that game as well.
Yes. Yeah, so besides the game, we have baskets that we raffle off. There are so many food vendors that provide us free meals, whatever it is. The half-court shot, we pick 10 people out of the crowd by ticket number, and they can shoot for $500. We had a kid last year win it, first time ever. Yes, he hit it, and so he was actually one of the officers' kids, correct?
I'll be done.
Yeah, he hit it, and it was a no doubt shot. When he let go, everybody's like, "Oh man!"
And so once again, the entertainment is there on the basketball court, folks, but also too, it's just an extremely fun night. And also too, when you're sitting in the gymnasium, or maybe you reflect about it on your way home, all the help that you've provided Bright Futures, because Larry, when we talk about the game and whatnot, you still keep this so family friendly. The fact that you cap, there's an admission cap, if you will. If you can kind of explain how important it is to make this affordable to families.
Sure. What we started doing is all school kids get in free, and the cost of tickets $5.
Let's go over that again. All school kids what?
Are free.
Okay, folks, all school kids free. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then our tickets from there?
I'm sorry?
$5?
$5 for the parents or the adults. All the money will go back into Bright Futures. Now this year we're doing something a little different, because we're going to take half of the money and we're going to start scholarship programs in the names of Jake Reed and Ben Cooper, who we all know passed away after the incident on March 8th.
So I'm just finding this out, and I'm not going to lie to you, I just got goosebumps right there. Bright Futures is going to set up a scholarship fund in the name of our fallen Joplin police officers. And John, I turn to you and I ask you because, you know, while this is a night of fun, this coming off of what is tumultuous is an understatement about what the Joplin Police Department has been through lately. What does it mean from a community standpoint to be able to go out and thank an officer?
I'm a little closer to this situation because I'm a chaplain for the Joplin Police Department. These guys are hurting. Whether they know it or not, they are hurting, and we were all reeling from that day. And doing this will help us build up future law enforcement officers, the numbers. So this money will go to young people that want to become law enforcement officers.
And it's such a fitting tribute that Bright Futures would use guns and hoses to kind of start this off. So John, thank you. Thank you for that. Larry, give us the particulars one more time so we make sure we're not late on April the 30th.
April 30th. The doors open at 5:30. The game will start roughly at 7. We'll do a slight memorial before we start.
Very kind of you.
We'll play the game. We'll have some fun. We'll give away some stuff, and we'll raise some money for a good cause.
And once again, we're at Joplin High School. That's where that's taking place.
Yes.
And I would just want to reiterate everything that Larry and John said. School-age kids are getting in free.
Correct.
All your donations are helping support the youth of the 4 states become achieve in the classroom, and really think about how much they're the cornerstones of our future.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank you gentlemen and thank Bright Futures for thinking about those fallen officers and setting up a scholarship in their name.
Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
tremendous.
Absolutely.
And of course you can find all these details on KOAMnewsnow.com as well. Larry Warren, John Boyd, it's so great to see you guys.
Good to see you,
Can't wait to look seeing you guys on April the 30th. We'll be back with more KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this.